A mother's gut feeling
Nayan has never acted like that before.
that her home nurse was doing something shady to her 8-year-old disabled daughter.
I had that voice in my head telling me to check my cameras.
And she was shocked at what she found.
Watching those videos, I see the evil in her.
The nurse seen jolting her daughter by the head and neck, blocking her airways, and changing her dirty diaper with no gloves on.
Honestly, I wanted to beat her up.
Her fight for justice and why she says law enforcement in her small Michigan town are doing nothing about it. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Emma Plummer says something just wasn't right with her 8-year-old daughter back in March 2023. Her daughter, Nyana Murrow, she lives with a condition. It's called spinal muscular atrophy, type 1. It's a disorder that leads to the deterioration of your muscles and bones. She's also bedridden and relies on private duty nurses to care for her when her mother is away. They live in Monroe, Michigan. So one day, Plummer says she noticed that her daughter was experiencing mood swings. She was crying a lot and noticeably agitated. So she went to go check the cameras that are positioned right in front of her daughter's bed. And when she did, she lost it.
Honestly, I wanted to beat her up.
You can see it clearly. Nyana's private duty nurse of 4 years lifts her frail body up by one leg to go change her diaper. And she wasn't wearing gloves. The Shade Room was shown instances on 2 different dates and are choosing not to identify the nurse because she hasn't been charged with the crime. But you can see in another video, she then lifts the child to reposition her on the bed by lifting her by the neck and head.
Nyana, she's screaming, trying to get help. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You can do, you're fine, you're fine.
She later showed the video to a private nurse practitioner who noted in a report, quote, "Lifting a child by the neck is extremely dangerous in any situation. However, due to the very weak neck muscles, this child is at high risk for dislocation of cervical vertebrae and potential paralysis."
I was extremely hurt.
But that's not all. Plummer looked at more footage and saw this. The nurse lifting Nyana's head up and then backward. In another instance, removes the child from the ventilator for 5 minutes before then beginning the suctioning process.
She took her off of the ventilator to sprint her, and during that time, April was sitting on the recliner and she's eating her food, and Nyana's hunched over. She can't move. She can't get back up because she has no muscles on. She can't really do too much of anything. When she was suctioning her, she was holding her nostril and suctioning the other nostril, and you can see Nyana in the video gasping for air. She can't even breathe.
It also notes that the catheter falls onto the bedding, contaminating the end of the catheter, where the nurse then goes ahead and picks it back up and provides tracheal suctioning. The nurse then on 2 occasions leaves the child unattended for 45 minutes, which violates standard care practices put forth by the University of Michigan's Pediatric Home Ventilator Program. Plummer says that it was the University of Michigan who recommended this nurse.
The police did an investigation with the University of Michigan, and it determined that there was not enough evidence to say it was abuse or neglect. They said, the police department also said that they did an investigation with the nursing agency, and that they also said it wasn't abuse or neglect.
But Plummer had a problem with that because the nursing agency, Centria Healthcare, refutes that claim, saying, quote, that the Monroe Police Department has not contacted Centria Healthcare regarding the incident with your daughter, end quote. Centria also said that the nurse was fired immediately because she posed a threat to the client. We checked her nursing license through the Michigan Licensing and Regulatory Department. It's still active. It expires October 2025, which does mean that she still can work as a nurse in Michigan.
You're now just like, I don't know what to do.
Who's helping with my daughter's case? Like, you have videos of her literally abusing my daughter.
And Plummer says she's been getting the runaround from police. Just 2 weeks ago, she went to file a petition to reopen the case with the Monroe City Police Department. She says the captain assigned to the case, Tyler Dickerson, was dismissive.
He was extremely rude. He kept rolling his eyes. He was huffing and puffing the entire time. I'm posting these videos online and you guys are still just laughing at me like it's not, like she's nothing. when this is clearly abuse.
I did call the nurse in question to see if she had any response to this. I left a message. She has not yet returned my phone call, but the Monroe City Police Department, they did tell me that the district attorney decided not to pursue charges in this case over lack of evidence. I did call the DA's office as well to see if that was true. I'm still waiting to hear back. I also reached out to the Department of Health and Human Services in Michigan to see if they're investigating as well. As for Plummer, she says that right now her focus is on retaining an attorney and also letting mothers out there know that it's really important to have cameras in your house, especially when it comes to caregivers. That way, you know what's going on in your house, especially if you have disabled children who can't advocate for themselves verbally. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter. Hello roommates, and thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Do you want more TSR Investigates? Be sure to subscribe and check us out at theshaderoom.com.